whether they may not have no food, and they may not have the lights on or whatever. But whatever that situation is at that time, we help that family to get the resources that they need and stay with them as long as they need us to stay with them. So that's what we've been doing.
Hmm. You know, Dr. Andre Humphrey, I've been under your leadership. I didn't, you didn't sign my certification when I was,
Yeah,
training
yeah.
for trauma response. I mean,
We go back a long ways,
I got
Brother
about
Wallace.
two, three
Yeah,
certifications that you signed with your John Hancock,
yeah.
where I was trained to deal with trauma.
But you were out there last summer when there was a police involved shooting in the 17 or the 1800 block of East Lafayette, and
That's right.
the police officer killed a citizen. He had his girlfriend hostage. He had a knife in his hand,
Hmm.
and the family was so distraught. They wanted to fight the police, and they was just going berserk. And here comes Brother Wallace with
Yep.
his camera
Uh-huh.
and told the crowd, said, no, he's for y'all, he's on your side.
Right. Because see,
Mhm.
the people then I was there, I witnessed it. When you was across the yellow tape getting information and seeing with your team, with the other trauma response team, you know, it seemed like the people in the neighborhood was kind of like against you. They were saying, "No, you the police. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to deal with you."
You're absolutely
And I was
right.
saying, "No, he one of us. He's
Yeah.
on the outside.
You sure
That's
did.
the trauma response team,
You
didn't
did.
I?"
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And that calmed the crowd. And then I saw a familiar face in the crowd. One of the family members that I knew. I think we went to school together. We grew up down Lafayette Projects. And because I mean, you can understand they were terrified. I mean, they were heartbroken, traumatized. Anything that represented authority, they just want them to leave
Hmm.
because they felt as though their loved one was taken away. And also, I had to make the correction. They thought that I was the Baltimore Crisis Response Team,
Hmm.
and I told them, no, no, we're not the Baltimore Crisis Response Team. They said the Baltimore Crisis Response Team should have been called first to de-escalate the situation. But I'm glad that the Baltimore Police Department had enough confidence in me. They let me and these Captain Bennett now take control of the situation,
Right.
and that's what we're used for. Uh,
And it's so good because you know, there's a lot of crime out here.
yeah,
And when y'all come around, you, Dr. Andre Humphrey, and your team, it's like you go and talk to the people. You
yeah.
talk to the family members.
Well, one thing about people, Brother Wallace, people know when you're genuine, they know when you're real, and sometimes when you wear more than one mask, sometimes you forget what day of the week it is, and you might put the wrong mask on. But if you genuine and for real, people know who you are.
Right.
A lot of people in this city practically grew up with me and know what I've always been about. I've been an advocate for the downtrodden, the lost. People are broken, feel like they have no hope, and we the team to give them that shot of hope, let them know that they can make it. But as long as they keep putting people on the front line, as my good friend Pastor P.M. Smith quoted, we need corner boys. He who control the corner control the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, we didn't in the past. You and I, we done been all out Cherry Hill, Westport. It
Yep.
don't make no difference.
Right.
You got to be. As Captain Andrew and Dr. Bunley and his boys say, if you
Mm-hmm.
fed up, show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Right.
I remember when they got established, and they're about a great work.
You
Want to give
fed
them a
up,
shout
show
out.
up.
That's right. Don't talk about it
Right.
and complain.
Come on, Dr. Andre Humphrey, man. I have mad respect for you because
Same here, brother
I
Wallace.
know what you do out there. I see what you do out there. So how come the people with the money can't see this?
Well, I think I can
And
answer.
let's
I think I
can we
think I
call
can.
names?
Well, I mean, I think I can answer that.
All right, answer then,
Uh,
because I know you can answer.
sometimes
Why can't they see the good work you do and the
Well,
importance that you do in the neighborhood?
they don't have to see it, but God sees it.
Oh,
God
amen.
sees. He sees all and knows all. And when you're the type of person, Brother Wallace, that people can't control, sometimes you got to find out where the elephant getting his peanuts at
Uh
in the
oh.
room.
Uh
And I
oh.
mean, they don't come after me with no dirt. And when they dig deep and they can't find stuff on you and they can't control you, that's all I see it is, because I have the only thing I've ever tried to do in the city with people is help them. That's
Right.
all I've ever tried to do.
Right.
So, I mean, Mayor Brandon Scott, if he had a group and he know that was effective and could help him, I
Mhm.
mean, me, if I was the mayor, that's why I would never get into politics. I would reach out to that group and say, what can I do to help? I mean, I can say on the city's behalf, I'm gonna tell the truth. When we submitted our proposal, they said it went to the wrong part of the city. It didn't go to Miss Shante, Director Shante Jackson, Muncie. It didn't go to Muncie, Mayor's office of, you know what I'm talking about, uh, so, Mayor's office, community service, or whatever. Um, and so I was allowed to submit another proposal. So I don't know where that's at and how that's going to turn
Because
out.
they turned down 300 people.
I know, and
So you was one of the 300, but
yeah,
they saying it went to the wrong person.
yeah. Well, they're giving me another chance to submit this application. So
Okay.
we'll see what's going to happen.
Okay.
You
All
know,
right. Well, I'm glad they giving you another chance, another opportunity, because they know how crisis and serious it is
right?
for your work and leadership in the city of Baltimore.
Absolutely. And we're looking to take this. Not only do they know, but God knows, and what God has for me,
Mm-hmm.
50,000 demons in hell can't stop it,
I know
because
that's
he
right.
got a blessing, Brother Wallace, with my name on it and your name on it.
Amen.
And if God bless your neighbor, you're
Uh
going to have
oh.
me preach it in a minute. If God bless your neighbor,
Uh-huh.
he's in the neighborhood. You're next in line for your miracle.
Amen.
Brother Wallace, you mind if I put my
It's,
number out there?
put your number up there.
Mm-hmm. It's 443
Mm-hmm.
8898. And Brother Jason, I text you that song to your phone.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where it's at. And you also uh trauma response team. You helped like when Mackenzie Elliott was on 40 Old York Road.
The first one on the scene.
First one on the scene.
Yes, sir.
The
Stay.
first one on the scene,
Yeah.
folks.
Yeah, we stayed up there on ships 3 years ago. Mackenzie Elliott, same way we showed up for Taylor Hayes. There's not too many young people in the city who lost their lives where we didn't show up and offer support for the family.
Right. Now who's showing up now? If it's not trauma response team, is there anyone like you can cross the line and do the go and provide the service and wrap around your arm service to victims
No.
who've been they kids been killed, and
Mm-mm.
ain't nobody else like your company can go across that yellow tape
No.
and do some walking with the cops and going and throw your arms around the people who lost a child, because the police not gonna throw their arms around the people and
Comfort them.
comfort them.
Well, their job is to fight crime, and I can say on the behalf of Commissioner Michael Harrison, well, I've been given that opportunity for over 30 years. A lot of the new officers, they may not know who I am, but my dear friend, after 47 years, Malvin Russell,
Oh yeah. Oh
Colonel
my
Russell, he
goodness.
retired, and Colonel Rick Height,
Yep.
and Lieutenant Otis Sistrom, and some other ones, Jesse
Everybody
Odom.
retired.
And also shout out to my good friend, former police commissioner, Leonard Ham.
Leonard Ham.
So,
Leonard Ham, everybody. And Leonard Ham,
yeah,
let me oh hold on. Let me tell you about Leonard Ham, y'all. Did you know Leonard Ham was related to me?
No.
I know you didn't.
No, I think I heard Ebony tell me something about that.
Ebony, that's right. That's right.
Well, see, former Commissioner Leonard Ham understood what community policing was all about.
Right.
He was one of my mentors. He also allowed me to come to Coppin when he was chief of security to teach his criminal justice students.
Right.
And
He's still up copping, right?
no, he retired.
He retired.
Yeah, but I can call him at any time. And
I think his
yeah,
signature on one of them
it,
certifications
it
that
is.
that
Yeah.
remember we went
Yes,
up
it is.
copping
Yes, it is.
and
He
you
signed
signed
off,
my certificate
and
and
also
Leonard
yes,
Ham
he did.
signed it.
Yes, he did.
And so he retired.
Yeah.
So my certificate worth a lot of money. Hold on. You had me laughing.
Yeah,
I
but
got
these,
y'all signatures.
but they're the kind of guy, they're the kind of men
Uh-huh.
that you will want to learn from, and they could teach you a thing or two.
Right.
I think he was the first black African American police officer that was promoted downtown from the Central District, and he came up through the ranks. We go all the way back into Bishop Robinson days, first black African American police commissioner. I think I didn't work under probably 11 police commissioners.
And Rick Heights.
Well,
Remember when
yeah.
when he a police commissioner?
No, Rick
He
Height
was something.
he left here to be the chief of police in Indianapolis.
Well, he was something downtown
He
when
was a lieutenant colonel.
when downtown when the cab driver we was protesting against public service
Mm-hmm.
and they put handcuffs on my Jimmy the bodyguard, my co-host.
Oh yeah, I remember
right?
that. Yeah.
And they put handcuffs on him because he had the bullhorn.
Right.
And they told him to shut up, and he wasn't, and he kept on with the bullhorn.
Right.
So they locked him up.
Yeah.
And Jimmy said, "I'm with Larry." He said, "I'm with Larry." And then the commissioner, somebody who was Colonel Rick Heights, he said, "Turn him loose."
Yeah.
And they unhandcuffed him.
Great guy. He
Wow.
knows the community.
So I am so proud that I do know people. It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Right. And,
you know?
and not only that, Brother Wallace, people like you and Sister Flowers who
Christina.
Minister Flowers, who I had to call her Minister.
Minister,
now.
right.
Yeah.
Minister Flowers.
Who went underneath the bridge and serviced those people.
Right.
I've been...
I'm waiting for her to call in. 410-481-1010. She's supposed to be on here.
Yeah, I've been with you guys.
Oh, can you bring her up, please? Press the button. Oh, I got my minister waiting. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Pratt, one. Christina.
Christina's here. How are you guys?
Hey,
I'm enjoying the whole conversation though.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you was on. My fault.
Mr. Flowers, I just want to say to you that one thing that we have to acknowledge, as long as I've known you and Brother Wallace, we have to deal with integrity. When I was out there in the world back in the day, I'm allergic to people been good all their lives. If
I learned that from you.
If I gave somebody my word, we talked yesterday and you told me to stop by and I told you I would. And the thing of it is, if you can't do what you say you're going to do, call that person and let them know. Instead of them coming to their own conclusion and say the Negro didn't show up.
Miss Flowers, Minister, I had to call you Minister Flowers.
Let me say, I want to, one of the things, and just listening to you guys, Dr. Humphrey, you have been the best of some of the teaching of slogans. You didn't put a couple of slogans out there, I think, for this past 10 years with me that, they definitely manifest themselves. But, I want us to be able to, and one of the reasons why, I'm really excited about this time, and even when it comes to my show and Larry's show, how we can come together on some of these critical issues. And when we're able to come on this airway and share, not with just the listeners, but the individuals all day, every day that call on this radio station, it's like it comes a time when we really don't have to. We're not going to be in that place where we constantly explaining every day to people what is actually going on, what's going on, in City Hall, what's going on with the money, what's going on with the resources. Like a lot of people constantly ask those questions. But if y'all would give me a minute, I think I had an eye awakening experience yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I went to a meeting with the Mayor's Office of Homeless Services. And I think this was probably one of the most sobering meetings that I've had with this one of four homeless directors. And I say that because I sat there. I first went in, and I went in with the attitude like, wait a minute, how you gonna deny us? You know,
Mm-hmm.
we got two recommendations from the last two previous homeless directors. And when I say that, and yes, we can say names, you know, we have a recommendation to do outreach from Tisha Edwards.
Wow.
We have a recommendation to do outreach from Diane Anthony. And these were the last two individuals in position as homeless directors. And I thank both of these women because, you know, we were able to work together in a way to where they were satisfied with the work that the real care providers did. They was excited with some of the ways we were able to help them, especially Miss Tisha Edwards when we was under the bridge.
I wish you can tell me the titles, even though the names.
Tisha Edwards was the director. She was the acting homeless director.
Yeah, I remember Tisha Edwards, Miss Edwards.
When they removed Diane Anthony, they put Miss Tisha Edwards, and she was playing like she was having dual roles. She was the director of family services as well. So when you have an opportunity to sit with these individuals, Dr. Humphrey, and you listen to their hearts, and yesterday I was able to listen to our new Baltimore City homeless director, Miss Irene Augustine, and she's new, fairly new. But I listened to her as she was describing the ARPA money and how she was laying out how even they had to submit a RFP. So it really gave me a clear understanding, and we can go into this more. It gave me a clear understanding of how this ARPA money, it was publicly presented one way, but really this money was going to some of the already established entities. And when I say that, like, they were giving the money to stabilize a lot of these organizations, whether it was DPW, whether it was the money they put down in the Lexington market. They put this money out there to us, yourself, myself, and probably about 300 other nonprofits or self-funded entities. They put it out there as a way that we could be a part of the solution. We could be a part of the emergency rebuilding after COVID. So it was kind of like it gave us a different observation of going after this money. And going after this money, I had to learn this money was not here for that. This money was not money that was to be here and to allow some of the smaller nonprofits, some of the grassroots to kind of execute or expand like you. Anything that you and I do is to expand the resources around Baltimore City.
Absolutely.
It's to continue on a solution. And this is what the listeners need to listen to, because you can come on this radio station all day and listen to people. And they strategize, they want to talk solutions, but really the solution is in with us.
Right.
Yes, right.
It really is. Like, we can't even look at the government, the federal, city hall, the mayor, because what they're going to do is continue the systematic approach.
Right.
So when our mayor got on TV and said $90 million going to homeless services, $90 million is going to the same homeless services that operate and function as they do every day.
Man, you
So
talking.
this money was really, it was put out there like everybody can come and apply.
Right.
You know, and we don't have no $2,000-3,000 to be applying for these grants.
No.
We don't have grant writers sitting at our desk. So I give a shout out to Mary Pat Clark and to Joan Pratt, who
Tell the
helped
truth or shame
who
the
helped the
devil.
real care providers to
Right.
be able to do this grant.
Right.
But I think it's really up to the people how we have to start recognizing when you talk about politics, politicians, when you talk about the governments and the feds, they're not coming to save us.
No.
They're not really our solution.
But Minister Flowers, let me ask you this: do we have to be a part of the clique to get a piece of the pie?
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you what you have to be a part of. You have to compromise. You have to submit things the way that they want to have it presented. And let me tell you, for example, you know how it is to work hands-on, face-to-face with families. When it was a fire, we know how to dig in our pocket, use our credit cards,
Yeah.
get a hotel room.
Mhm.
We know how to do these things because sometimes solutions is what we could do immediately right now.
Right.
That's
When you got people in trauma, whether it's homelessness, and you look at a system like HUD, who tell Baltimore City that you should be able to move a person from homelessness to permanent housing in 30 days. And we got a city who don't do it till maybe 300 days.
Yeah, it's not that simple.
yeah.
It's not that simple, but we still have HUD funding a $25 million homeless services. But yet, when you look at the audit that Bill Henry put out last week, it let us know that Baltimore City is headed in the same direction as 2013 when we mismanaged $9.5 million.
And they had to send a half of that money back
Yeah,
because
send
it
the
wasn't
money back.
used.
And they had to send. So the
Go
one
ahead,
thing what I
Jason.
said, when I said this to our homeless director yesterday, you know, when we get these new agencies and people in place and they don't know about the history of Baltimore City,
You said it. They
they
don't know the
they
history.
don't know
You
about
said
the
it.
issues.
That's right.
They don't know about the issues. Told this lady yesterday,
What
our
happened?
homeless people,
They don't know
our
Baltimore.
homeless people don't have no $3.8 million to get back.
Mm-mm.
That's going to cause lives. That's going to be like 200 and plus homeless people that died last year. We don't have that opportunity to live and see these people set up for destruction.
Mr.
we
Flower,
have
Brother
more
Jason
folks-
want to jump in. Go ahead, Brother
Yeah, we have
Jason.
more folks actually in the line of eviction. I mean, they're
Yes.
in the process of
Yes.
being evicted.
Yes.
Another thing, Ms.
Yes.
Flowers, you know, I know everybody's been critical in reference to Madam Pugh, but I know one thing, again, that she was just so strong on was trying to find ways to bring the smaller organizations in to try to find them the resources and the fundings. With the
So why didn't you do it, Jason?
Hands are tied. Her hands was tied.
Why didn't you do it?
Hands are tied.
Hold up.
And
Hold up. Wait. How come
But
Jason not answering
she
this?
helped again
Jason.
bring y'all into the room to start
why
bringing
didn't
that
she do it?
discussion. We haven't had that
I
discussion.
want to answer.
I just told you. her
Why
hands are
why
tied.
didn't she do it?
Who got the answer?
Her hands are
And I
tied.
need to say this, Jason, because
My hands is tied.
you know I got like 3 calls the other day.
Right.
Somebody they let me know that Madam Pugh was on and she mentioned my name, and I was real thankful. But you know, sometimes we are forgiving disciples and Christians, and we should forgive, but we cannot forget. See, we forget so easy that these individuals were in a position to make that decision, like you said earlier, Dr. Humphrey.
Mhm.
Why they won't just pick up the phone and say, wait a minute, I know, I think I heard it this morning. She said Christina Flowers is who's the lady she called?
Mother Teresa.
The
Yeah,
Mother
Mother
Teresa of
Teresa, yeah.
homelessness.
That's what, yeah.
Then why wasn't I treated like the Mother Teresa of homelessness when she was the mayor?
I know that's right.
I mean, I forgive her.
Right.
I mean, hey,
Right.
my heart say forgive her. I love her. I'm grateful that she has this opportunity to rebuild herself. But we have to be mindful as individuals in this city. We have to be mindful that the individuals can sometimes they cause so much harm and hurt that, you know, I wasn't about to pick up the phone because 3 people called me and say she mentioned my name. That lets me know they know me, right?
Yeah,
Sure,
of
sure
course.
they know you.
That lets me know if Brandon got a public opportunity to mention me, I think he'll mention me.
Mhm.
But
Well,
it's not so much what they can do in public,
out.
How come it comes to a point where you're looking at every other solution
Don't test that
other
dial.
than the one that we have?
Miss Flowers, keep it hot and steady. Don't test that dial.
It's hot and steady.
I gotta pay these bills, and we're gonna be talking about not guilty verdict today. Not too
Not
long ago.
guilty.
Something not guilty. And Jason got something to say. Matter of fact, let's keep it going right now, because I don't want you to stop. So Jason,
Well, I'm about to come in the door right now.
well, come on, the mic is hot for you. It's right there. And Jason,
Play that song.
we're gonna play this song because we're gonna continue talking about the trauma response team. While we get ready to play this song, I want Jason to talk about a plane's supposed to be coming back to Baltimore.
Wow.
Hey!
A plane is coming.
It's on the way.
And guess what? They don't have to have approval. I don't know.
Wow.
Let Jason tell it.
Wow.
Jason, is it too early for you to tell it?
No, it's never too early.
Well, can you
Never
tell?
too early.
When it comes to the community.
Because someone was found not guilty today, and if that plane was up,
We'd have definitely had at least more video evidence, or at least more imagery or evidence to be able to substantiate a criminal prosecution. And I think that unfortunately there wasn't enough information to kind of charge this person or prosecute this person, unfortunately. And he was acquitted. The murderer, the suspected murderer, let's say alleged murderer of Dante Barksdale, basically walked.
Wow!
today.
He was acquitted.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
Yeah. And that's what I was fighting for in the whole beginning, and I got chastised, by one of the council members, in the process of being a lobbyist and an opportunist in reference to Dante Barksdale's death. But that wasn't why I was advocating, because I knew that the program had the potential of really locking down who his killer was. Now, we possibly potentially have a killer back on the street, or if this gentleman wasn't the killer who was acquitted today, there's potentially a killer of our dear brother who was out there doing good work, trying to change the dynamics of our community. Now his murderer is running around loose.
Sister Flowers, you got to hear this song this young man wrote for the Baltimore Trauma Response Team. I hope Jason can play it. I texted to Jason.
Are you ready? Miss Flowers,
listen to this song.
Another body left cold. Go ahead and cry, release the pain inside. Too many people died that should have survived. Just like angels, I'm just like angels, I'm born alone. Yeah, yeah, he said.
Amen.
What do you think about that song?
Okay, Dr. Andre Humphrey, you can tell us about the song. We also had Minister Flowers
I mean,
in here.
and
Minister Flowers. Yo, Jason, you need a theme
I got
song?
one in Nigeria.
You do?
I do.
Miss Flowers got one.
I got theme song.
Welcome to Radio 1, Miss Flowers.
Welcome,
about Jason and Brother Wallace and Minister Flowers. Let me tell you a little history right quick about that song, and thank you, Brother Wallace, for allowing me to play it. Over 35 years ago, when I was a counselor at a group home,
Yeah, with the echo.
at a group home, this young man, David Stanley, little young white boy, guys used to pick on him. And he would put his fist through the wall. He had an anger management problem. And
it's an echo somewhere.
You still on the line?
No, I turn mine down.
And
On top of your phone, you still on the board? Oh, Miss Flowers on the phone. Hold on.
there it is.
I got.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
because
that was
You're still on.
yeah,
Yeah,
Miss Flowers, she magic, y'all.
And this guy,
Mhm.
I told him, if you don't get your anger management problems together, you're going to go from institutions to institution. He wound up going to Hickey and Cheltenham and Foster Camp. And somehow he looked me up and he told me, he said, I appreciate you helping me. I wrote a song for you.
wow.
For real.
Yeah, and I said, you wrote a song
Come
for
on,
me.
Dr. Andre
Yeah,
Humphrey.
and
This
I
the
said-
same guy was in Cheltenham?
Yeah, I mean, I've always made an impact with these young men. You got to remember, I traveled that route too. And I told him, he sent it to me the other day. This guy, he lives in Texas.
Come on,
And I told
Dr.
him,
Andre
I told him
Humphrey.
he should play that song. For
So
those
you
kids.
was a prison guard.
No, I was never a prison guy.
Well, what was it?
I was a youth counselor.
A youth
I was the
counselor?
director of the mentoring program.
Another director. See, you always directing things.
Well, that's the gifts that I had.
And he appreciates you.
He
So
told me I
he
helped
said you helped him.
Oh,
Then
sure.
tell us how you helped him.
Because the kids would always try to bully him, and I told him, you got to look inside yourself. Bullies are people who don't love themselves.
Say that again. Miss
Bullies
Flowers,
are
listen.
Miss Flowers know that because I used to tell her.
Because I have a lot of bully.
Miss-
I have a lot of people want to be my bully on Facebook.
Oh,
That's
that's
internet.
another-
That's
that's
internet.
another
That's
story.
called internet bullying.
Cyberbullying.
Cyberbullying.
But
Larry, you have had a serious experience of some of the things, but we ain't gonna
Right,
talk
right.
about.
So
You
Dr.
need to
Andre
have your
Humphrey-
own interview about social media,
Right.
harassment, bullying. Because some people don't come on social media. Really,
that's true.
So
you would be amazed of people that they go on hearsay.
Right.
They go on hearsay. Oh, did you see what such and such put on Facebook? And they never even been on Facebook.
Uh-huh.
But they are, they're adopting whatever such and such said. But
So-
you has definitely
Sister
been.
Flower said something that's so profound. The same way when people don't know you,
Yeah.
they go off of what other people tell them about you. And I'm like this. You could, as Apostle Paul said, I was the chief of sinners. I don't care what you've done to other people. As long as you treat me like a decent human being,
Do y'all hear this?
I'm not
Oh
concerned
my
about.
goodness. We're
what
going to have
other
to
people
do
think
a
about
whole
you.
show of bullying. Because
That's
Nick,
true, because
no,
they
for
said the
real.
little boy that just did all this killing in Texas
He
was
bullied.
bullied.
Yeah.
see? So
But you got adults. Not only is bullying,
Yeah.
they are professional, digging in people's past,
Right.
bringing stuff
you-
up. I'm
but you
sitting
know
at
how
the
we deal
table
with
with
bullies.
I'm sitting at the table the other day with Larry when I first
Yeah.
came back
Mhm.
for breakfast, and I'm sitting here with Larry, and my phone started ringing. Larry Wallace, and I said, "What you doing calling my phone?"
somebody
And,
then cloned
when
her line and made
when
like
I
it was
asked,
me.
when I answered
Wow.
it wasn't Larry. It was somebody like doing some kind of computer stuff and like, wait a minute, let me talk.
That's
So,
why you shouldn't answer those calls that come in on your phone because they may be.
but it said Wallace.
It said my
When
name
I seen
calling
it-
her.
Like if you answer one of those spam calls,
Oh, yeah,
those non-identified calls,
yeah,
they
yeah.
capture your information. information, Larry, and then they take it and they clone it and start making phone calls.
Wow.
But guess what, Jason? I know how to. Like, if somebody call me for ID number, I'm gonna show y'all how to do it. I know how to get their real name and everything.
That's great.
I ain't gonna tell nobody how to do it, but I'm
Well,
gonna
you
let
can't
y'all
tell
know.
us that.
And then you, like, if
Because
somebody
you
call
being
me,
watched
if
24/7.
somebody call me right now, right after we go off the air, I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna have one of y'all to call me on a call ID number, and then I'm gonna show y'all how to do it, and then y'all name and address won't come up.
What do you think of the song?
I love this song, man. I was getting ready to tear up.
Yeah.
And
Feel
then
the pain. People know what you go through.
and he was always here,
They
and
know
then
what
he's
you.
in
They
Texas
know.
now. He's a songwriter and
Yeah,
everything.
when I met
Yeah.
him, he was 15 years old. I think he's like 42 now.
And he was
See,
doing.
that's what I was saying. Like when it comes to our listeners,
Uh-huh.
you know, you take the opportunity, you come on the airway, just like with you here today, Dr. Humphrey. We want, and I'm thankful because this is a small platform, but can do big things.
Absolutely.
Because when you're looking at the process in our city, and I'm going to say I've been conscious of Baltimore City. See, I've been born and raised in Baltimore City,
Right.
but let's say conscious of Baltimore City in this past 10 years. And I hear the complaints and, you know, Republican, Democrat, and how we going to do this, how we going to do that. Like, no one is looking at, you know, we were raised up with morals, principles, you know, values. What do we value in each other?
Right.
And you know, that's they big questions to me. Just like again, you know, we can sit here and you can be in a room and people can say your name and oh, I know this person, but what are they knowing you for?
Right.
But a lot of times Baltimore City is pretty much a small place. Like
Absolutely.
everyone, I truly believe that even now in listening, who ain't listening, everyone knows what's happening in this city.
Sure they do.
You know, everyone knows that, you know, we have a city in crisis. But within this city in crisis, you have the Dr. Humphreys.
But two of y'all
You
right
have the
here, Miss
Minister
Flowers.
Flowers.
Look, hold up. I'm
and we
saying
have the
two-
Larry Wallace
I'm
that's
saying-
just off the chain.
I'm saying three people here and four, and we're going to say our special guest here. You
Yeah,
can
that's
chime
my
in if
mom.
you want.
She was homeless
Mama?
before too.
We
So
gonna get Mama
we ain't
on
got no
here.
special privileges in here who homeless.
But now,
Age
Miss Flowers,
limits
I'm
and
looking at
nothing.
both of y'all doing good things for the city of Baltimore for years.
Yeah.
And what saddened me the most, y'all was turned down for the grant. And we can talk about this because Dr. Andre Humphrey saying that, oh, they trying to say, oh, he sent it to the wrong person.
No, it's no wrong person,
It's wrong,
Dr.
no wrong
Humphrey.
person.
It's a lot of times
Uh-huh.
it's not going to
He said that they go to
it's
the wrong
not
person.
going to the like I'm thinking mine went to homeless services. If we remember, the mayor has a special group of people that is reviewing and scoring these grants. It's like the ARPA team. It's not going to the agencies, you know, that is overseeing it because 9 times out of 10, the agencies is the ones that got the money. You know, when you're looking at homeless services, they got $90 million. You know, if it's DPW, because one time I was like, why are we, if this is emergency money, like, why are we in competition with well-established entities?
But Minister
Why are we
Flowers,
in competition
also,
with?
they have different pools. They have the
Yes.
American Rescue
Yes.
funding,
Yes.
and then they
So
have
it's
the
a lot
Muncie.
of it's a lot of confusion.
And
It's a
very
lot.
confusing. Yeah.
It's a lot of confusion with the money, and the sad part about it is, you know, it wasn't put out publicly like it should have been.
And
You know,
to my knowledge, the same people getting the same thing.
the same people.
The same people
the
getting
money
the same
goes.
thing.
Let me tell
the
you where the
same
money
money
goes.
going
At.
to the same
The
people.
money goes to the head agencies.
Not no grassroots
Like the
people.
$90 million went to homeless services, but homeless services has to stabilize the organizations and the service providers that operate under them.
Right.
So these service providers, whether they've been mismanaging, whether they've been not doing, they just getting automatic money. But the money's supposed to be for emergency.
Absolutely.
And if it's an emergency, how can we, where is the emergency of the individuals of Baltimore City? the visionaries, the entrepreneurs, the Dr. Humphreys, the Minister Flowers, the Yolanda, the people that we out,
Out
if we
here.
out here and we're
Boots
out
on the
here,
ground.
we're
Why
out
don't they
here,
try something? Try it with the grassroots
and they
people.
don't want, and but they,
Give us a try. Give us a chance.
well, this is what it is. They're not looking at.
Call of actions was again. I thought the whole thing of bringing all of y'all together. I know it didn't work out like you said it did. I'm just saying the initial plan was to bring all of these smaller organizations together and find them the resources and support them because they're the ones that are doing the real work.
That's right.
So we didn't build and expand off of that.
Well, you got to look at the possibilities of reallocating. You have to have a fiscal sponsor. Do you know what a fiscal sponsor is?
No.
A fiscal sponsor, a fiscal sponsor is a similar agency doing what you're doing, but they're more reputable. Like United Way would be a fiscal sponsor for Safe Streets right now. They are fiscal. Life, they are fiscal sponsors.
Or the living classroom.
Living classrooms.
But in some cases, the reason why they were there was because really and truly, organizations like Safe Streets, we're dealing with ex-felons, we're dealing with, folks that don't have organizational capacity. They haven't built the nonprofit organizations. So they need someone.
So they go. So they got to go and get it. They got to go get a fiscal sponsor. And the sad part about this, Jason, is a lot of these fiscal sponsors are the recognized political entities. These are the ones that the mayor may say, okay, I want to give them $2 million. Well, within their $2 million, they can partner with Dr. Humphrey. They can partner with, Christina Flowers. Now, we had that experience before with a fiscal agent. We had that opportunity under Stephanie Rawlins Brake. But what happened was this fiscal agent was trying to stabilize their own thing. I'm serious. Like, you be thinking these organizations have money because they fund it. If you have someone honest out here that's in some of these agencies, they are underfunded.
Right.
These programs are not operating to capacity.
Do we have a guest? Anybody?
They're not operating.
410-481-1010.
They're not operating like maybe the visionary of that group want to. They have to operate at the capacity and the pace that grant allows.
Well, let me just say this, Brother Wallace. Those that's in power, that has the money, that have the influence to say where the money goes to the movers and shakers. When you have an individual who has the wisdom and the reputation for getting things done, let's go back to Malvin Williams when they wanted to put the wire out. They went to a brother who knew the streets. They couldn't have made the wire without Malvin.
Right.
So if you're going to show them up and do a better job, you're not going to get the money.
Yeah.
Well,
so if you don't use the words like I say, let's end homelessness.
Call us. Let's end homeless.
I say, let's end street homelessness.
Mark Canner, I bet you know how to end homeless.
But they want you
Mark
to say,
Canner.
they want you to say, let's make homelessness rare and brief.
Let's end homeless.
That's almost like manipulating the people.
Exactly.
That's almost like manipulating a system.
Mark
because
Canner, we got it in here.
We know it's possible because our ex-mayor Sheila Dixon, in 2008, she put together the Journey Home, Let's End Homelessness.
Okay, so how long that plan?
The plan was for 10 years.
You remember?
So if you have a mayor that is on record for saying in 10 years we can end homelessness,
and they still
while we at 15 years later still looking at homelessness.
So what the plan went to?
Why is we still?
Why they use the plan?
So let me tell you where help come from.
Brother Mark.
Because something Brother Marlowe said, help needs help too. And I'm gonna talk about this more at 2:30 on my show because when you really want to see how people help people, yesterday I stood at Pennsylvania Avenue in Baker,
and you watched,
and I watched what help looked like in a community. You have the Northeastern Plumbing Company,
right?
Donated not one lot, but like 3 to 4 lots. And we're going to have Reverend Hudson calling in because I went there yesterday and I'm sitting here looking at, Reverend Hudson, the Cook family. Reverend Hudson went asking for 1 lot.
Don't tell me
But
he got more.
they were so impressed by his passion and what he came to ask for. They gave him all a lot.
You hear this, Dr. Andre Humphrey?
They gave him all a lot.
Brother Mark C, I know he has.
And I asked God for one mic at my house. He gave me 5 mics. I got 5 mics at my house.
Give you double.
I got 5 mics. Okay.
Brother Mark,
join us.
what's
And
up,
Jason, don't forget, Jason, you gotta tell us what's going on with the plane before we go off.
Brother Mark.
Okay,
Yeah, man. You know, I'm just so, you know, I'm listening to y'all, man, and I just get so, you know, kind of frustrated because number one, like Dr. Humphrey was saying, now again, you said the room twice. We was in the room, Miss Pugh, when she was meeting with y'all, you and her,
they hugged.
Yeah, I think we was okay.
But what Dr. Humphrey was saying, the way